Welcome back.
Welcome to the TAE Time Podcast.
Shukarule, tu je.
Yeah, Nicoletta's been channeling in her Romanian because she's been creating this Romanian TikTok or whatever, and she's just
And you should go watch it, obviously.
That song's just been rinsed on repeat as she's been recording. So
Yeah.
I've just been hearing her from I'm downstairs and she's upstairs, and all I hear is you
don't even have the right melody.
It is the right melody.
There you go. That's better. That's better. Anyway, I did my hair. If you can see, I did my hair, and it's like a random Tuesday after work, and I was like, Farouk, we should go out. And then he's like, well, we have really important matters, like recording this podcast.
Exactly.
And he's right. So
we are taking on the important matters, because that's what actually matters. You know, that's what you guys deserve. That's what you deserve. So we're giving it to you.
Anyways,
don't mind me looking like a bum. Next week's episode, I will finally not look like a bum. It's been like 2.5 months since I got like a proper haircut.
They're used to you now.
And yeah, you guys are used to. Actually, it's not even. I did get a slight taper actually like a month ago.
Mm-hmm, you did, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did get a slight taper like a month ago, so I didn't look as much of a bum. But we're going to remember next week.
That's a surprise.
Well, now you know.
See, no, because now this is gonna come out on Saturday, and anyone can put an evil eye on us between Saturday and Monday.
They won't. I trust you guys. You guys say mashallah, say alhamdulillah to cancel out the thing. But yeah, no. Either way, I won't look like a bum in next week's episode. Who knows what you're getting next week? You never know. I'm joking. Anyway, let me stop rambling.
Yeah.
And let the host with the most continue on.
Thank you. If I sound a little bit sick, it's obviously because I am.
And she gave it to me.
I did.
She let a child continuously cough in her face as she was holding the child.
But then
like if that wasn't going to cause an issue.
Hold on. Yes, that's number one. But then also I went to take care of my mom.
She was also sick. Double up.
Yeah, but at least it was after your birthday.
And I am now sick. So
you're a year older.
I literally woke up at 3 a.m. This morning. Not even 2:33. 2:33.
When we looked at the clock, it was 3 something.
Huh? No, when I actually woke up, it was 2:33.
So you woke me up.
I woke up and then I couldn't sleep because I was coughing. And then it was like 3 something. So I finally left. I think about 10 minutes after you woke up, I left the room, went downstairs, drank some water, and then I went into the other room and I slept there. But I couldn't fall asleep until like 5 a.m. And then one of my friends accidentally butt dialed me at 5:46 a.m. And I was like, oh.
Leave me alone.
And then he's like, oh, sorry. I accidentally butt dialed you. I hope I didn't wake you. I just didn't reply. Now you know why. But yeah. So.
It was a pretty restless night. Mm-hmm. And we're both kind of getting sicker and sicker. But we're still here. We're still showing up. On to the topic of today, which is a really important conversation. It has a big impact on the youth especially, and it has to do with looks. So, impact on body image, how you see yourself, etc. And what better way to start the conversation than the story, obviously. If you know. And this was posted in r/parenting, and the person says, my 14-year-old daughter is obese and I'm not sure how to help her. She's always been bigger for her age, but she has gained quite a bit of weight over the last 2 years. She was severely depressed. She had been in counseling for over a year and was getting worse. She quit all the sports she did. We decided to try medicine. She's a lot better now and is getting back into sports and hanging out with friends. I also recently started a gym membership for her and me to help her get conditioned for playing sports again. I am just not sure how to help her. She's 5'3" and weighs 260 pounds. I've always been a thinner person. My other daughter is also thinner. She is the only one in the house who is is a heavier person. I obviously would never try and make her feel like she needs to be thin. I'm just worried about it health-wise because I can tell she has a hard time even walking long distances. I've tried to lead by example and make healthier choices in front of not just her, but all of our kids. My husband thinks I should have a talk with her about her eating habits, but I'm not sure. I feel that would make her feel shamed. I would never want to do that. I also don't want her to look back and wonder why I didn't do anything. How should I approach this? I don't want her to have a lifelong problem.
Damn. Do you know how heavy that is? I was like 115 kg.
Yeah.
At 5'3".
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. That's crazy. That's brazy, man. As I like to say.
I mean,
that's like about 115 kg for us Europeans at like 5'3". That's insane. Like at 5'3", like you shouldn't really be pushing much more than like 70.
But like,
so.
Hey, that's not true.
Well, no, because
listen, that's not true. It's okay to be 70 kg or over. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm just thinking, even if you were muscly dense, like super dense, like,
you'd be
like
very muscly, yeah.
There's this guy I see on TikTok from time to time. He's like 5'7", and he's like huge. He's like 70 something kg, and he is huge. Like his body proportions, everything is freaking massive. Like he's sick, you know. So I'm just thinking, even 4 inches less than that, and then like putting on, I'm being heavier. I was like, I'm just trying to think of how that would look in perspective. But yeah, obviously that's a very big weight, and obviously I think the mom is doing the right thing, kind of like trying
slowly.
No, not even slowly. I think the assisting is like, oh, got a gym membership, not for her, but for both of them, going with her, eating, making healthy choices, doing everything together. It makes her feel not alone in the process, for sure. And also, I think it would be good to mention it though, just not to be like, hey, I don't want you to feel like I'm body shaming you or anything like that, but I am genuinely worried about like your weight. I do have noticed that you do tire out a lot quicker and stuff like that. And I really don't want that for you. And especially now that you're back into sports again, I know it's not probably in your best interest to like be at this weight. And obviously I just want the best for you because I'm like your parent and I love and care for you. And I know like there's a lot of issues that can stem from being obese, and I really don't want you to be like that. So like as much as you're already doing, I love it. Great. Keep it up consistent, but maybe also try to just don't, obviously, like I don't want you to have an eating disorder, but like just maybe try to like cut back like a meal or something, like a day or something like that, you know? So like I think you have to have that honest conversation about it. Otherwise, like it is good to do the other things, but like anyone who goes gym relatively consistently knows that literally about half or like 60-70% of the battle is actually at home in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Whether you want to gain weight or lose weight,
yeah.
most of that happens outside of the gym. Like the gym is only about 30-40% of actually the work ethic. Like, yeah, you just push good weights, but like that isn't doing shit if you don't have the fuel or you're reducing the amount of fuel, you know, stuff like that. So I generally do think she needs to have that conversation. What do you think?
It's a difficult like conversation, right? Because like you don't, like she said, she doesn't want to shame her kid or whatever, and especially since they're eating similar meals, it's hard to like cut back on a meal, not sit with the family and eat with the family when everyone else is eating the same thing.
Yeah.
So it makes it difficult, but like I think a way to approach it could be maybe bringing her to a doctor, you know, kind of like delegating the problem to someone else to talk to her about, so the doctor could advise her on what to do or what foods to eat or like, you know, whatever to do. I think that's a good option if you don't want to take it upon yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
but I feel like I get it because you don't want the blowback, but I feel like it means a lot more coming from you than it does from, like, sometimes people do take what doctor said and they're just like, screw that doctor, and just don't like the doctor, you know, or like don't
well,
like
yeah,
doctors.
but then you as a parent are like, you know what the doctor said, like, let's do this, let's do that. And then obviously you can...
No, and I get you, but I feel like it's more hard-hitting if it's coming from you, maybe. But obviously then it has the negative repercussions of possibly hitting hard, as in like, and then they don't really like you. But I think that's personally the way I would approach it anyway. But I do like your idea of like, if you're not comfortable with that, delegating it to a doctor and being like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like maybe if they do find out, it could end up looking very shady and snaky. But like, you know,
it could, but like... I was a bigger kid growing up when I hit my teens.
We know.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're massive. A whale.
You know they're gonna take that and be like, he's so toxic.
Yeah.
I was like heavier because I hit my puberty like a lot before, you know, a lot of the other kids in family circles.
Mm-hmm.
And like I obviously started to gain weight faster, and there were comments like that were being, you know, made about it, and like, you know, almost like suggestive of, you know, you shouldn't eat that or whatever. And this like impacted me from a really young age. I want to say, you know, like as soon as I hit 13, 14, I remember I found like what was it called, like a tomato soup diet or something. It was complete nonsense that no one should have been doing, but obviously I wasn't educated.
That age of the internet,
you know?
where all those fucking tabloids are putting up the
100%.
most inaccurate, unscientific diets in the world, and then people would just follow it.
So let me tell you, I was victim, right? Because I just googled. I googled like how to lose weight, and it was like eating 2 boiled eggs per day, tomato juice, and then I think the last thing was like a sandwich. That's what you had to survive off of.
Sandwich.
Yeah, no, it was like really crazy to think that like such a young age, like this is the kind of education that I was getting, because I feel like I wasn't taught about it like in school that much until I was a lot older, and I did home ec, and that was the only reason I knew more.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, then it's like, how do you know?
That's fucking insane, honestly. And that like is really shows like the craziness and the pressure we kind of put on like not even just like young girls, but obviously young people as well. Like, I think it's definitely changed a little bit now in comparison to what, like, don't get me, I think like before boys didn't have it as bad, but I think they have it very bad now as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
like, don't
agree.
get me wrong, young girls still take the cake without a doubt. But I think young boys are really screwed right now, like way worse than they ever were, because like in our age, being fit was like, okay, being fit, you know, like we had this conversation before that. Remember when like, I can't remember his name, Taylor Lautner or whatever his name is.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like when he did his body transformation back then, that was ridiculous. They're like, oh my God, he's shredded, he's huge, he's jacked, you know, like that's what they were saying, you know. Now that's standard. That's like, yo, you don't even go gym, bro, you know, like now it's like, yo, you're like, if you're not looking like a Greek god by the time you're like 16 to 18, like it's too late for you, you know, like kids are literally thinking of taking SARMs, which is just like a steroid that's like not injected, but like either a pill or whatever, which is not even shown clinically. That's bullshit. Like, you know, they're taking all these things like straight away and entering gym because they have been brainwashed to be like, yo, if you're not like huge, you're useless, you know, and stuff like that. Like, you know, and it's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, like being jacked, being big is class. Like, you want to be like that. It's fun, but having it at such a toxic level is just insane, and having that pressure.
But it's not even toxic, it's unnatural, right? Like you can't just physically attain this by just going to the gym.
Yeah, most of those guys they look up to are on steroids, like, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm natty, but like obviously that's a different story, you know, like so much so that now that like everyone's questioning everyone's naturality, you know. Like one of my good friends, like he's pretty big. Y'all know him yourself. I'll name drop you because I know you want it. Lakeland he's big. Like he's a really big guy. People think he's on steroids, like even though he's natural. And that's the thing. Is like when you have so many people that are unnatural in claiming they're natural, it just muddies the whole water. And obviously, like it's a massive compliment if you are natural and you're huge, you know. But at the same time, it's also kind of like a backhanded thing as well, you know. But kids now, like young boys, have that like whole thing they're striving for, let alone girls who are also like, you know, wanting that gym physique, or even the like now they have two physiques that they have to either chase, whether it's a gym physique or the like super skinny like celebrity Pilates. You know, like Pilates kind of physique. Those are the two physiques that they have to chase. And like it's like both things are one, either the Pilates one is like you literally have to starve yourself, and then the gym physique is like of like having like a massive ass and like slim waist is also like a massive genetic lottery.
That's
like,
what I wanted to say, right, as well. Like we are more educated, but also if you're not looking for that education and you're just like looking at celebrities, whatever, you're just like, okay, how do I get a like bigger bum or whatever? And like genetics plays such a big part in this. I remember, so there was a conversation between two full-grown women with children, moms, and I was kind of like on the side. I was maybe around like 12, 13 years old. And they were talking about their weight and how much they weigh. And they were like, oh, they're like 58. Like, if they're both women much shorter than me, right? But like to me, I was like, oh my God, right? So they're like 58, like 60 kilos, whatever. And I'm hearing these numbers and I'm like, oh my God, I'm 60 kilos, right? And I'm like, I didn't think that, oh, I'm taller than them, I'm going through changes, whatever. I was just like, I am big. I need to change how I look, because if these grown women are a lot less than me, then there's something wrong with me. Like, I need to change how I look. And then they were kind of talking about how, oh, where do you store fat? Like, do you store fat on your arms? Mine goes on my face, whatever. And in my head, I'm like analyzing myself and I'm like, I have fat everywhere. Like,
I'm just a marshmallow. Everywhere holds fat.
I was like, I want to lose fat everywhere. Like, and then obviously there was a big thing in my generation of women growing up of America's Next Top Model. That was huge. And there was just that kind of wanting to look like a model, meanwhile 5'6", 5'7", and these models are like almost 6 foot. So it's like, exactly. It's just
the weight distribution is completely different. Like,
you don't even think of these things. And for a long time,
and funny enough, their numbers are like, they're all like 70, 80 kg.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But you wouldn't even think of that because you wouldn't even know. Like,
you're like, oh my God, they must be like 50.
Yeah, but in the Romanian one, it was a little bit more savage. Like, they would weigh them kind of like after a week and be like, you've gained like 5 pounds, like, or whatever. God, tiny amount.
Never even imagine.
No, it was crazy. And then as well, for a long time, like, I'm someone who has a lot of weight on my lower body and I hated it. I was just like, I want to lose it all, because all these girls had like all these thigh gaps and these, slim legs. And it's just like, it would have been physically unattainable for me anyway. So I could see it lead to like an eating disorder, but how about you growing up? What was the male equivalent?
Well, like for me, that was not really too much. Like, obviously, like Nigeria there was really nothing for body stuff. And then growing up in Ireland, then there was like, it was just being fit, like, like,
wait, in Nigeria, is it common for people to call you out if you're fat, like straight to your face?
Yeah. They would. Okay. But like in Nigeria, they call you out for everything. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter.
It's the same in Romania. That's why I asked. They'd be like, "Oh, you're eating a lot."
Like, it'd be like. But the thing is, like, it all depends, really. Like, everyone call you out for everything. Like, whether you're skinny, whether you're poor, whether you're rich. Like, people. Nigeria is a whole place in its own. It's its own world. But like here in Ireland, I remember, like, being big was a thing when I was younger. Like, like all those guy lads, as anyone knows, like those guys, you had to have body of a guy lad, where like they weren't big, but like, like for us back then, they were like bigger, built lads, and so like it was like, oh yeah, either having the guy lad physique, whether it's like, doing Gaelic hurling, or like even some of the rugby guys, as well, like, like that kind of physique is like, oh yeah, like, and everyone's like trying to be like, oh yeah, those guys are like big, even though like when you look back on it, they weren't big at all, like, but that was kind of that physique. But then I was like, because of just like my own life and own health issues, I was skinny as fuck. Like, and then I even got skinnier after other complications. So like there was a point I was like 50 kg, and that's when I decided that I need to pattern up and actually start getting.
I love how that was your concern, not like your health. It was just like, oh yeah, I need to fix this. Like,
yeah, but people called me out on it. Like, funny enough, it wasn't my family. Like, people I knew around me were like, oh yeah, kept going like, oh, you're so skinny and you're so skinny and everything like that. So I really like, like it. But the thing is, it took years before I even decided to go do it. Like I decided to do it on my own. I think like none of those motivating, because like that was mostly when I was in secondary school, and I wasn't well until like my second year of college I decided to, or like even third year of college I really started to go gym. So like that's when. And even at that, no one was calling me skinny. Like I didn't care. Like So like that's one thing I don't know if I'm grateful for it, actually, because I feel like if I did listen, I would have gotten bigger quickly, and gotten much bigger. So maybe I should have let it get to me, but unfortunately I didn't let it get to me.
It's funny because you have like such a tough skin as a person, and nothing that anyone says get to you, and now you're like, oh.
Maybe I should have let it get to me, because then I would have hit gym, because I would have hit gym sooner, because literally up from like fifth year, like about third year, fifth year, like fifth year, most definitely, like people were calling me skinny and everything. I just never cared. Like I just really genuinely didn't give a fuck. You know, like I was like, oh, I could appreciate the guys who were big, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I just didn't care. You know.
I remember for like a long time you were like, oh, I don't want to train chests or whatever.
Yeah, like
well.
like you know,
like,
I hardly even
like,
went gym, and I used to
okay.
like even when I first started gym properly, like in college. Like I was in, I think I was like my second year of college. I wasn't proper, but I was starting like a little bit. I didn't go much. I didn't really care, and everyone cared about having such a big chest. I was like, I don't really give a shit, you know. I should have given a shit. I should have cared, but obviously but the thing is, I guess you don't want it to get to your brain, but you also want to like look at yourself critically. You know, kind of like whether you're skinny or because I was definitely very, very skinny. Like I was in second year of college and I was like barely 55 kg. Like I was skinny, guys. I was like, because I was like 18 years old, and in like second year of college, I was very skinny for like my age, my height. It was not good, you know. So like, and that's the kind of thing, like whether you're obese or very skinny, like you need to take critical analysis of yourself and be like, okay, what are people saying that's just BS, and what do I actually like, you know, need to. And that's why it's like good to have people like, because my family never cared, you know, but after I started putting on weight and then like I got bigger, my parents were like, oh, good for you,
Looking
you know,
good.
and like looking good and stuff like that, you know. But if they had said that sooner, like saying like, oh, Freak, you're very skinny, you should like whatever, I would have definitely maybe taken a lot more to heart and be like, okay,
am I?
you know, maybe I should do something about this, you know. But obviously, like I was the first one in my family completely to even take this whole fitness thing seriously anyway. So like I literally paved the way for my brothers, you know. So like, and now look, boss is huge. So like, you know, I literally like, so like I can understand from their perspective why they would have never said it, because like obviously if I was like very fat, I think they would have said something, but
also,
being
I
skinny,
think
they never.
I would never like blame your parents for it, because their main concern was your health. Like, we want this boy to be alive and well, not like, you know, 80 kilo of muscle.
Exactly. No, absolutely. So I think those things kind of like make a difference, and that's why I kind of had a slightly different outlook probably than other guys my age or whatever, because like, you know, some guys at my age cared, some guys didn't, you know. But definitely I've seen it from my brothers, like definitely they're a lot more impacted by it than our generation was.
Oh, I would say so, because I remember like, yeah, I wanted to be skinny, whatever, but I had like zero idea of like fitness or whatever. And then when I started college, and then I started following a few fitness influencers, and that's when, you know, Instagram was popping off in terms of the fitness trend thing, whatever. And I became a bit more educated. I started going to the gym, and I was like, still kind of chasing a body that wasn't mine, you know, chasing like someone else's body, or of like having no hip dips, or, you know, having a thigh gap, which
what's it called? What's her name? Sorry to cut you off. Jen Selter, whatever her name is.
Oh, right.
She was the original. I'm pretty sure statistically she was like one of the original big Instagram booty girls. But she was just skinny and had like a little bit of.
But you know, now looking back on those times, a lot of these girls didn't have a lot.
No, like,
because, you know, obviously now the fitness world is fully developed, and there's people there who are massive, like, you know, actually big, and, you know, have worked really hard. And it's like, you look back at these girls who kind of look the same as they were where you left them off, and it's like, oh, why did I even do that? Yeah,
exactly. It's like, why was I even chasing that?
Yeah,
you know, like, definitely it is a pretty interesting thing. So then when you look back on it and you are now, what are things that you would say to like girls, especially because you're technically part of the problem right now, but like, what would you say to girls that were your age then about this whole, right now, about the whole fitness thing? Like, you know what, I would definitely say get educated properly, whether it's, you know, a TikToker that, you know, has a lot of knowledge, shares a lot of knowledge that you can do research on and be like, okay, he's legit, kind of thing. Do study it, and do start going to the gym, because I wish I was more educated when I started. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm fully for going to the gym. I think going to the gym is for everyone, because we all live such a sedentary life, and having this education is good. And like, gym doesn't mean lift weights. It can mean whatever you want, whatever feels good for you. Fitness, just in general. Swim, run outside, play volleyball, whatever it is, you know. I think
educate yourself and don't, you know, chase this other people's body or like whatever. Just be truly learn to be happy with your own body. And like, if you want to make tweaks to it, it's completely fine. Like, you know, I think Farouk and I are constantly like, oh, I want to lose a bit of weight. I want to put on a bit of weight. I want to put on a bit of muscle. I want to, you know, whatever. That's completely fine. It just don't become obsessed over it either.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think we've talked about this in our fitness thing. I had a period of time where I was like obsessed with like calorie tracking and everything, and I've moved away from that, and it feels a lot better.
Yeah, I'll always be obsessed with my physique because it's
I care about how I look because I think like I feel good when I look good, you know. And if I'm able to like walk up the stairs and not be huffing and puffing,
it must be nice. Some of us, you know, we're struggling out here, you know, trying to attain a body that we might never be able to attain. What's good? I like it personally. For me, it's motivation. Like, obviously, I think it's different when I have a healthy mindset that I can chase that unattainableness because I know like it's unattainable, but at least it's a good goal to chase, right? Yeah. Whereas some people will literally chase it and get depressed because they never look like that.
Exactly. So know the difference in mentality.
Exactly.
You know, like distinguish between them, but like truly learn how to love yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
That is so important in helping you then transition into something else. Like I think once I learned to love myself and how I look, I became so much happier.
No, absolutely.
Like, you know?
But don't love yourself too much. Don't get big head.
Oh no, like, not big head. I mean, love your body for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and work.
Be realistic.
Towards whatever you want.
Be realistic. Because some of you kids out here, you're like 16 years old, you touch gym for like 2-3 months, and then you think you're fucking massive. Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, onto kind of like the second part of the podcast, which is more to do with looks versus weight. And it's another story time that's going to kick us off. So it goes like, am I the asshole for telling my 14-year-old daughter that she is average looking? I have a very insecure daughter who has a depressingly unhealthy obsession with her looks. She often avoids mirrors and pictures because her mood instantly drains when she sees herself. She constantly asks her father and me if we think she's pretty, and we always tell her the same thing, that she's a beautiful girl inside and out. As I understand how most teenage girls are with their body image, as I was one of them at some point myself, my daughter's vanity is not only becoming exhausting to those around her, but I fear it's causing her to slowly lose herself. Yesterday, I decided to sit her down to chat with her about this, to discuss what's bothering her, and to see if she's willing to visit a therapist. She told me she didn't want to talk about it, but as her mother, of course, I'm going to be worried about her, so I insisted, and she finally agreed. A few minutes into this conversation, she asked exactly this. Mom, I want you to be completely honest with me. That means no sugarcoating. The kids at my school think I'm ugly and say I look like a bird because I have a big nose. Do you really think I'm beautiful, or are you just lying? I'm an honest person, so I gave her the most honest answer I had. I told her she was average looking like most people in the world are, and that it's not a bad thing to have an average appearance. She immediately got up and left without saying a word and just went into her room for the rest of the night. Today, she has been cold and distant, and I think I upset her, which wasn't my intention at all. Am I in the wrong?
Imagine asking for an honest answer but not liking the answer.
This is a child. This is a teenager. Come on.
I don't care. Life lesson.
So you would say that?
Like if my kid was average looking and they asked me, dead ass, forget about being a parent right now. Be dead ass with you. What am I, dad? And I'm like, you're like a 5.5.
Pain. Literal pain.
I don't know. Honestly, like you can't ask for an honest answer and not expect an honest answer. Like, you know, like if the honest answer was like, oh yeah, you're fucking stunning. Like she would have been happy, like obviously, but you know, like
would you not say like have positive reinforcements of things that are beautiful about her? Like,
yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
You have really beautiful eyes.
It's like, no, like darling, you have beautiful. Say all her beautiful features and then be like, that's all. You just be like,
you're so rude.
That is actually so sharp. You're a class manipulator. You just go like this. No, darling, your hair is beautiful. Your eyes are beautiful. Your face structure is beautiful. This is beautiful. That is beautiful. You know, look at you. You know, and then you stop at that. Because now you never said if they were beautiful or not. That's just me. You never said they were.
No, come on. You answered
the question, no?
Fruit, you're savage. You can't be like that. No, I think positively reinforce what's beautiful about them and say that, people change over time. You're only 14 years old. Like, this is not the end all be all.
Yeah, you're probably going to get like better or worse. There's no, so like stop deeping it right now.
Yeah, it's like, you'll have your glow up.
Or
and,
glow
like,
down.
Stop it. You'll have your glow
You think you're ugly now? You wait 5 years.
I can't. But I think it's the positive reinforcement. I think anyone who starts off with, I'm an honest person, no, they're just assholes. They're just asshole people. And
so I'm not an honest person. I'm just an asshole. Noted.
An asshole, because it's the not knowing how to deliver the truth. That's the sentence they use. I'm an honest person. When it's like, no, you're just an asshole.
Just a dickhead.
You don't know how to say things nicely.
How do you tell someone nicely that they're average?
I just told you.
That's not manipulation.
No,
because you don't want to say the word average, so you're just gonna say only the good things.
No, because I wouldn't really consider like, people like average like that. And someone who's coming to you with like a problem, it's obviously bothering them. And the last thing you should do is beat them down even more. Like,
that's very fair.
I think it's just really hurtful. So it's having that kind of empathy for someone. It's not manipulation.
Don't ever come to me for an honest answer, guys.
Yeah, he just tell you, deadass.
Come to her. She will give you a nice, honest answer. Because it's not honest. Because if she truly believes in her head that you're average and she goes a roundabout way to tell you're beautiful, it's dishonest.
No, it isn't. Me pointing out beautiful features that I actually find beautiful in someone is not lying.
Okay, let's say you say that, right? And then they go like, okay, but like, am I beautiful or am I average? And you believe they're average. What do you say?
I don't know.
She's lying.
I'm not lying.
She's lying.
Do you know what? I just remembered something funny. It's actually, I was pretty sad. But so
it's funny, huh?
I know I've been trauma dumping for days now. Like, so I grew up with my cousins, and I don't know, there was like a conversation, and one of their parents, whatever, was saying how like they were just kind of buttering up their own children, being like, oh, you're so cute, like you have such a small face, and then saying to the other like, oh yeah, so do you, like whatever. And then one of them asked, does she have a small face?
Nah, I already know what the answer was. Nah, she's a big ass forehead.
No, me.
Yeah.
I don't have a big forehead. I have a pretty small forehead. Your forehead's bigger than mine, but I have big ears though.
You see how easy it is.
Yeah.
To set her off.
But anyways, obviously they asked that, about me, and I was a teen. Like as I mentioned, I was a bigger girl, and I think the parent was just kind of a little like, oh yeah, of course, all of you have beautiful, cute faces. I didn't have a small face. I didn't have a pretty face, actually, period. I wasn't that cute. And I think that was really humbling. I think that was a really good experience for me. 'Cause I'm not that cute now, and I'm genuinely like, it's fine. Like, I don't really care. Anyways, another experience that I had was my grandma's very brutally honest, and I used to wear
But she also has favoritism.
Yes.
Don't forget about that.
But that's irrelevant, right?
It's pretty relevant, to be honest.
And I would wear like really big kind of hoodies, and I found them really like they were my comfort kind of thing. I was able to hide, and I still do that today. I really like bigger hoodies, and like fashionably.
No.
But
she wears my clothes.
Yeah, but they're bigger hoodies, no?
She wears my clothes. Guys, I'm a victim. Continue.
And I would wear them often, and she'd be like, oh, you don't have to wear them to hide that you're fat. Like, you can wear nicer clothes. And then
that's crazy.
Yeah. And then a few years ago, this was after, like, when I was an adult, she was like, oh, remember when you're younger and used to wear, the bigger hoodies to hide that you're fat?
Damn, this one had no chill. God diggity damn. Guys, start a GoFundMe. Fucking help this poor lady. God damn. She needs to go to fucking Antarctica. Oh, that's crazy. She's like, Remember when you used to be a fatty?
Yeah, no.
I used to hide your fattiness.
But it's such casual conversation too. It's not like
it's uncalled for.
Yeah.
You know, it's uncalled for.
Who asked?
It's like who asked you? Yeah. Remember when you used to be able to see? Remember when you used to be able to see? Oh, you're blind now.
No, that took a while to register actually.
That's how I would have replied.
Oh, how
petty.
many fingers am I holding? Oh my god.
I'm petty, guys. Honestly, that's crazy. She better be happy she didn't say that around me. Because
did you have anything that you were self-conscious of, like, you know, looks wise?
No, because I don't care. Like, I generally, guys, I don't think
you don't care, or you think you're the best looking man ever?
Oh god, no. I just have mental fortitude of a motherfucker. Like, I just really generally don't give a shit. Like, if everyone's going left, I'll go right. Like, I don't care. Like, I generally like.
But I think you kind of like being different. Like, I think.
Oh, I do.
You really enjoy being.
I do enjoy being different. But like, obviously, like, I'm never gonna go out of my way to be different. But when I am, it feels good.
And you'll point it out.
I'll point it out. Yeah.
Like a lot.
I'm like, oh, but I'm not. Yeah. But
I'm different.
anyway, like everyone has our own quirks, you know, and that's my quirk. But you know, like same way I'm petty.
So there was nothing. Like, you were self-conscious about nothing.
I couldn't care.
Like your knees, your elbows, something, your eyebrows.
No, because like I knew I was skinny and I knew I was small. Like deep this, even when I was going gym and I was getting bigger, so and I was like 80 kg or whatever, right? And like I was trying to get my brother to go gym or whatever. There was a point at which I was obviously way bigger than him. I kept telling him, you know, more than likely you're going to be bigger than me. He's bigger than me now. Like,
yeah.
You know, like I think I'm very realistic with myself, you know, maybe even unrealistic as in like I lower what I am, you know, like I'll be like, oh, I'm very, like I do, like I'm not saying I'm big, by the way, guys, I'm pretty skinny, but like, you know, like I'm just saying as in like, I will never ever go out of my way to like big up myself. I find, and it makes me very realistic. So I never have like the self-consciousness because I'm never in the situation where I think I'm more than whatever I am. You get me? So, and I think that's a very big factor. I think it sounds stupid, but like being grounded really does help your own mentality first off, because like you just don't get other people into your head and you don't get into your own head when you're grounded, because like then you don't give a shit about what other people are saying. You don't give a shit about what you're saying either, right? So you're just like going with emotions. And yeah, I think it's a very good trait to have, honestly.
I'm completely on board. It's just growing up, I guess as being a female too, it makes it a lot more difficult. Like there are always like, listen, I'm a hairy person. Obviously, I have a lot of hair.
She had a mustache as a kid.
I did, and you already said that in the previous episode.
I just like pointing out that fact because I know she just like, I'll kill you.
I'm not.
I'm only joking, by the way.
No.
It's only, before you all start thinking of attacking her, it's just for fun because I know she'll get a good reaction.
Guys, this is legit. Like, it's fine. He is abusing me. No. And like I had a lot of hair on my legs and my whole body, like my face as well. I wish actually.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I wish my mom actually took it off. I wish she like did my eyebrows and like my stash, whatever. And because by the time she did, I was like a little bit older, and the method she had was using a tweezers on your mustache. Because she does that right to her hair, but like
that's like crazy.
I'm like, that hurt. It hurt so bad.
You must have been eye water, because like once again, just. I'm not saying, but like Nicoletta did have, like, there's this one photo I always see in her old house with her like having a kid, but obviously not like a grown man's mustache, guys, like a kid's mustache, you know, like where you can see that this is completely different color. Like you look at the photo and you're like, why is there a stash from that little girl? You know, and I can't imagine tweezing.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. But like I wasn't that cute. I already told you.
Nah, you're a cute kid.
I wasn't cute. But like when I started developing, there's nothing wrong with Escobar. I like him, you know. He's who I look up to. But yeah, my eyebrows as well. But like my mom didn't want me to tweeze my own eyebrows because I would have like completely ruined them. So she actually took me to a salon to get it done.
Why did she just do it?
Because she has like really thin millennial boomer, what's their generation?
Gen X
eyebrows, you know, of like super super skinny, and she's like, I don't know how to do that.
Full eyebrows, okay.
So she took me there, and I was really grateful for that. I think that was one really good thing. But I was always teased about like my body hair, like my legs especially, and my
How
mom.
are you teased? Who teased you?
Everybody.
In school?
No, we had tights in school, but
Yeah,
like
that's what I was wondering.
in Romania, my dad all the time, because my mom didn't allow me to shave, right? She didn't let me, so I was in Romania like hair AF during summer.
Well, fair fucks your mom though. She
No,
because
no.
if you had started shaving early, maybe it would have gone negative in the other direction,
I don't think so.
which is worse than.
I think we shave for the rest of our lives. Like women just kind of go through it if they want to. Obviously, it's not like a must, but like, you know. And my cousin always laughed at me, and like my aunts and my my family. They're like, "Oh,
The
you're
cousin I'm
so
thinking
hairy."
about.
All of them.
The one that's like 5 foot fuck off.
No, actually, all of them.
Really? You have bigger problems, bro.
But then I went to this swimming pool, and this was like a year or so after, right? And this was when I was allowed to shave, right? So I had smooth legs. Actually, I wasn't allowed to shave. I got waxed. That was my mom's whole thing. So I waxed my legs, and I went, and I was like, so cool, whatever. I was like, hee hee, bare legs. And then my cousin pointed out the hair on my lower back.
Damn. You missed the spot.
No, because I didn't even know I had hair there. And obviously because I'm so pale, it's the contrast, whatever. And she was like, why do you have such a hairy back? And I was like, I do?
That's crazy.
I was so self-conscious.
That's so
I
disrespectful.
was so self-conscious.
Yeah, no, I never deal with that. I only started growing hair like a few years ago, to be honest. That's the funniest thing. Like I'm a very unhairy person.
I mean, you have,
like,
you have big leg hair. Arm hair.
I don't really have that much, to be honest. I think it's very light.
I think you're darker, so you can't even see as much.
I'm
but
pretty light, to be honest, though. But at the same time, like I have like no hair on my back at all. I have very little hair on my chest. I literally have to leave that shit for a month before it becomes anything, and then I shave it off. And then Nicholas like, "What do you do that for?" But like
do you know the way? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, go on.
I just had a random question that came up that was like, you know the way like boys are teased for not having like a connecting beard or like hair on their body. Did you have that?
No, I liked being hairless.
Okay.
I was actually quite disappointed once I started getting hair on my chest. I was like, God diggity damn. And that's why I'm happy I have no hair on my back. But I was very disappointed when I started going hair on my chest because I like being smooth. You know, I was like, oh yeah. Now like there's a little bit of hair there and I'm like, oh, annoying. But no, yeah, like obviously I do know guys who are like, yeah, manly if you have hair. I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck. My beard connects.
You have a very nice beard. You have a nice full head of hair.
Yeah. We thank God every day.
Thank God.
Not everyone has that. You know, I'm 26 now and my hair has now receded and will
don't you be getting no evil eye out there.
Hopefully it never will, inshallah, you know. So let's not have that happen. Don't you guys curse me, please. Please.
Thanks.
Like, come on. That's the one thing I asked for. Like, just let this,
yeah.
you know, this little bob.
Another thing that I was kind of made very aware of was my teeth, because I didn't really have nice eyes. They're still on a wonk, but
my teeth are wonky teeth. Nicoletta's teeth are not.
You're so annoying.
On. Let me say this. Nicoletta is really annoying. She paid $5,000. No, not she. Her mother paid $5,000 for her teeth. Small for the camera.
They're not straight.
Smart for the camera. Anyway, you guys have a look at this. Show them. Show the people at home. Show the people that are watching.
I just need.
All right. She has a straight smile. Everyone knows she has a straight smile. She has great teeth. Amazing teeth. Composition, lovely. Color, lovely. But in her little twisted head, she thinks they're wonky. I think her brain must be off equilibrium, that she doesn't know what straight is, right? Because she clearly doesn't know her teeth are very, very good. Whereas, like,
but you know the way you said you're an honest person. Why can't you be honest about it? I know they're not perfectly straight,
but you see,
they're slightly deviated.
As I said, her brain is slightly deviated, because how the hell do you see that and think it's deviated? I told you, it's a mental battle. You have to be grounded, not only just for other people's bullshit, but for your own internal bullshit too. Like, you know, like you have to be grounded, because how the hell does your mom pay? You paid $5,000 for these teeth and she still wants to do more.
I like how you're talking directly to her.
Like,
just no, my bottom teeth perfect. Even my top teeth are perfect, like as in terms of being like straight arch, but anyways.
Everyone at home right now that doesn't have straight teeth, just be hating on her in the comments.
Hey, no, and I get it.
I allow you.
I get it. Because I come from having really bad teeth, which is something that I was, that was always pointed out. Like, why don't you smile in photos?
My teeth suck
why
too.
did you da-da-da? Why did you da-da-da? Or like my teeth were like yellowy as well. It's like, why are your teeth yellow? And like all this stuff. And it's like, girl, I'm a child. I don't know.
That's one thing as well. I'm definitely going to make sure my kids do brush their teeth very well.
Yeah.
My parents did not force me enough to brush my teeth very well. Like, don't get me wrong, my teeth are decent. I had to claw them back. They used to be pretty bad. Like, I do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I did not brush my teeth. I just didn't brush my teeth twice a day. And that's something I'm definitely going to force.
That's something I didn't do either.
You know?
Or like flossing. I cannot live without flossing.
What the fuck was flossing? Honestly. Like, I didn't even know about that. I just used toothpicks after I ate.
Yeah.
You know, like,
but
it's not the
flossing
same.
is, like, the thing is, you have really good gaps between your teeth. So you don't really...
Which saved me.
Yeah. Me, I didn't. Because I have a smaller mouth, and you know, going to the dentist and they're like, "Are you flossing?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." But I can't go by a day without flossing.
Get your teeth cleaned twice a year if you can.
Yes, that too. That too.
Like at least once a year. Like I know you're like, why? When you become an adult, these are things you have to do. Like once a year, at least get your teeth cleaned. Yeah. Like it's actually so important.
And if you're in a position where maybe it's too expensive or you can't have really good oral hygiene, like Farouk said, brush twice a day, you know, floss if you have to, like whatever, TP, whatever it is, I have to.
And I know it seems like a scam. It kind of is half the time. Don't get me wrong. I'll never say it's fully not a scam, but electric toothbrushes are good.
Oh yeah.
It's half a scam though.
Because
honestly, like I was still kind of getting the same thing for a normal manual toothbrush, but sometimes when it does a swirly around certain teeth, I'm like, you're kind of making sense.
That feels cleaner than it ever did before.
You know?
No, I love my electric toothbrush. And like I'm okay with the regular one if we go on a holiday or something. That's our takeaway ones. But an electric toothbrush is actually good. It's a good investment.
Now we're just giving you guys dental advice. At this stage, it's become a dental episode. And we're not even qualified dentists. So take everything.
We're not qualified like anything.
Salt, you know, just saying.
Unless you guys want some Scrum Master advice or some
like software engineering advice. Like, really do not take advice from me. Even at that, don't take advice from me. I'm kind of shit. No, you can take advice from her. She's actually smart. I'm just a dummy making my way through the world.
No.
Damn, that's a good slogan.
That is a good slogan. Don't let anyone steal that.
They already stole it.
Damn. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode.
Indeed.
Did some trauma dumping and stuff.
I did not trauma dump. I never will. Nicola's like, take that back right now.
Well, I did some trauma dumping as usual. And I hope you guys enjoyed. As usual, like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff.
Till next time. Peace.